everyone, I'm Hayley Tillery.
And I'm Rusty Tillery.
And we're excited. Welcome to our kitchen. We just wanted to bring a little bit of positivity to your day. We know that this week's been a little stressful and a lot of people are at home and having the opportunity on how to make a quick, healthy meal. And Rusty's going to show us some tips today. Many people don't know, but he went to culinary school, so I lucked out when I got him as my husband.
Well,
so what are we cooking tonight?
all right, so what we're gonna make is salmon with roasted potatoes, and we're gonna mix it with the Tzatziki sauce, Greek sauce. I'm sure at this point everyone's heard of it if they've gone to Simply Greek, gone to Zoe's. So I think it's a good combo, it goes well with everything. We're also gonna mix in with a little watercress salad. I'll explain that later.
That sounds yummy. I do want to mention something. So the salmon, you might be thinking, do I have to go to a special market to buy this? But no, all we do, we go to Sam's, you can go to Walmart, we've done that before as well, and you can just buy the packets, they're already frozen.
I like Sam's, you know, we get these that you basically can put under, just run them under water.
Yeah.
Run them under water. Do not put anything to defrost in the microwave.
Yep, super
Ever.
easy, already cut to a serving size, and trust me, it is so good. You'll see later though.
All right, so first things first. You know, when you're always cooking, the thing to usually start is going to be the sauce, I feel. You know, big professional culinarians would probably tell me otherwise. I just like to get it out of the way, and in this one, we're going to keep it cold. So, starting with Greek yogurt, plain old Greek yogurt. We get the Publix 2 for $7, almost
plain,
always.
non-fat, a lot of good nutrients in this.
Yeah. I love this stuff. So I've just gone ahead and put it in here. But one thing about tzatziki is it typically is garlic. I say typically, it pretty much is. So I like to use shallots a lot because they're milder. And it's almost as if I were to take a red onion and garlic, mix it together. It's not quite the mix, but especially with fish and stuff. And also, it doesn't make your hands stink as much. Quick tip. If you do cut with garlic and you can't get it off of your fingers, use lemon. You can rub it, I wouldn't do it on this knife, but in your sink, you can rub your hands onto stainless steel. It takes it off. And also toothpaste. We actually used to use that in culinary school to try and help the smell of so much garlic on our hands.
I know,
So
I cooked with garlic before and I think it was
It
on
never
my
goes away.
clothes and hair for days.
it never goes away. So
So a shallot.
a shallot.
Shallot.
You can find them anywhere now. They used to be harder to find, but at this point in history, yeah, they're everywhere.
So far our ingredients have been the fish, the shallot, the Greek yogurt, and so far the lemon, correct?
Well, this is going to come into play in just a few. Here we have, one thing, you always want to have a good cucumber for this sauce. This is flat leaf parsley. Be careful, it looks identical almost to cilantro. Flat leaf or Italian parsley is very lemony as opposed to the curly, which is more of just a grassy flavor, but both are very, very good. I like this one, especially with fish, because again, it has that lemon flavor to it, so I think it's pretty good. But anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and get started because we need to get it cooking.
Yes, let's do it.
All right, so cutting. I'm not going to explain cutting skills or knife skills. They're complicated, and I will show you one thing. When you're holding a knife, don't do it like this. Get down like that.
I'm sure that scene with me in the background looks great right now.
Just like that.
Alright, let's
Anyway,
show us how it's done.
Again, I'm not gonna make this too fancy or, you know, do all this crazy chopping like those guys trying to do on Food Network and all, make themselves look so cool. So everyone's like, ooh, how can I do that? Here's the thing. They've been doing that for years and years, so if you're not sitting here rapid fire cutting perfectly, don't worry about it, all right? So, again, you can smell that, right?
Oh yeah, but it's not too potent though.
But it is, so it may, here's another tip, breathe through your mouth while you're cutting. It typically will get up in your nose and that's what causes your eyes to water. So, I'm just gonna cut this, not really. Again, you can go anywhere online and find how to cut stuff. I'm not going to explain that right now. But we're just trying to get a nice little mince here.
So you're not even using the whole shallot?
Well, not right now.
Okay.
This stuff, I mean, for this little bit of sauce, I guess I am gonna put it in the potatoes later, so I'll go ahead and cut that up. Again, if this were garlic, I would really be mincing it fine because you would never want to get a big old raw chunk in the, bite down. That would be, it'd just be gross. Like, really gross.
Ugh. So really, this sauce, of course, is optional if you want it with your fish.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this with any type of fish that if they decide to do this?
Yeah, so here's the thing. I was kind of thinking through this, and I love salmon. Hayley loves salmon. It's not for everybody. I'm very, very aware of that. Fish isn't for everybody. The thing about this dish, honestly, you can do it with chicken. You can do it with white fish. I would say get something besides tilapia. Nothing against it if that's your thing. I just think there's a lot better options that are also just as cheap. Whiting, cod, it's a little bit stronger, but I like it. It's just all your opinion. So I'm only gonna do, maybe, we'll say that much.
Should we mix it once you done it?
Yep.
Okay.
So about, we'll say half a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon. I'm gonna reserve the rest of that to go into the potatoes. While she's doing that, I'm gonna roll this. This gets the juice going. And the lemon makes it easier to squeeze. You always see people on those Food Network go, ooh, zest. Well, there's a reason. There is a lot of flavor in this zest, actually, the outside. Now, what you don't want to get is the white part, okay? That is very, very bitter, okay? So you want to be careful. If you don't have this, it's no big deal. It just makes it more aromatic.
I don't think I've ever zested lemon before. Can I try?
Go for it.
So we just
You
go
don't wanna-
down the end, right?
Don't scrape too far, just like, and don't keep in the same spot.
Okay.
So you want to see how it starts
Yeah,
turning.
start turning the lemon at the
Right
same
when
time.
you get close to white, go to another location.
Okay.
Because when you get into the white and the rind, that's bitter. You don't want that.
It's a lot of fun, guys. Zesting a lemon. Always learn something new every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll let you go back to zesting. You're
So
a
now-
bit,
so
you're a
now
better
it's-
zester than I.
So now it smells like lemon pledge over here.
It does.
But look, ooh, pretty.
So we mix that in.
Yep.
Now we didn't do much. Very minimal, right?
You don't need much because again, this is raw. Think of it like that. You get a little piece bite down. It gives a good flavor, but it is strong as opposed to just mixing in lemon juice itself. So go ahead, squeeze in. Here's the other thing. If you don't have one of those fancy squeezers, you don't want to get lemon seeds and everything. And you don't want to pick them out. Squeeze up while it's upright.
That makes sense. So then the juice is going in the bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Runs over your hand. Anyway, all right. So that's good.
All right.
Where's my cucumber? There's my cucumber. Okay, so now chop this up just a little bit. Now think of it like this. This is raw, okay? And same with cucumber going on a salad. You get a salad and you got giant hunks of cucumber. Haley and I ate a place not too long back, and the cucumber in the tzatziki sauce,
It was powerful.
I think it was cucumber with a little bit of Greek yogurt.
I feel like I was just eating a cucumber.
With this, I'm actually gonna just use maybe 2 rings worth.
So that's not much at all.
You don't need that much. This is going to be pretty powerful, okay? And the other thing, you see how watery this is? Here's the trick. You don't want cucumber is basically water, almost all of it.
Wow. So you notice he just cut like 2, I guess, slivers from the original cucumber. That is a lot of water.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can, if you got some cheesecloth, go get it.
You said cheesecloth?
Cheesecloth, it literally is what it sounds. So when they make cheese, they wrap it up in what looks like it's, I don't know, wrapped up in pantyhose?
I don't know what he's talking about.
That's the only thing that's real fine mesh. Lace. Anyway, it's called cheesecloth.
So what's next? So we already put the lemon zest. The cucumber.
Yep. Cucumber and shallot.
And yes, the shallot. So
all right. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of this. This is that flat leaf parsley. Okay. Now, thing about this stuff. See these again. One thing you see on TV. These guys are really getting this stuff fine, and you want to. The best way to do it, just try and roll it up as much as possible. Wad it up as tight as you possibly can. Get in there, and again. That's way too much for this, but we're gonna use it on our potatoes, and we're gonna use it as a garnish.
Still so much out of one little thing that you get from the store.
And the thing about parsley, they definitely sell it to you in giant amounts. If you go and buy it and you don't want to waste it, if you're only using a little bit, there's just 2 of you. Look up a recipe for tabbouleh. It's basically, I don't want to say it's Israeli, but it's like a Middle Eastern style. Just fresh salad, and it's mostly parsley, it's bulgur wheat, it's onion, lemon, I think that's about it, tomato. Anyway, it's just mixed together, but again, the majority of it's parsley, and it's really good on crackers. So,
okay.
Use up all that extra parsley for it. Hayley, recently, I introduced her to tabbouleh, and
it's really good.
A big fan of it.
Really good. And those Ritz cracker chips that you can get, it's a great another healthy snack.
So again, I'm only going in about a teaspoon, we'll say. That just gives it good fresh flavor. Now, the other part, failed to mention, tzatziki. Traditionally, Greek, what do they use? Almost with everything, mint. So it's usually gonna have mint in it, but mint can be a little funny for people, you know, especially when it's fresh, it throws them off. I, as you saw, only used a couple random different ingredients here, but it's a lot milder. And here's the other thing. I really like vinegary tasting things. So what I just put in here, that's red wine vinegar. I probably put about a teaspoon in there. This is gonna make it really tangy, which again, I like. And I like red wine vinegar. The reason is it's almost like you take white vinegar and then mix it with balsamic, but dial back the sweetness and definitely dial it back, but just make it a little bit milder on vinegary. I don't really know how to explain it.
Is this done?
Well, it's pretty much done, yeah. So you just need to refrigerate it. But...
is it too early for me to try a bite? No. Okay, I gotta try a bite. This is awesome.
I like it?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Very fresh. Very I'm trying to find the right, it's tzatziki sauce. It's really good. We won't put our fingers in your food if you ate with us, okay? It's just us.
I'm not one of those big guys who does that.
Alright, so you want me to put this in the refrigerator?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Next on the list here. What I want to do is, okay, making potatoes. You can get the frozen kind. Those Alexas are really good. I like them. But if you do want to make them from scratch, let me go ahead. I'm going to toss this in these nice little bowls here.
While he's doing that, never mind. I was going to show you, but what he said, the Alexa potatoes, they're in the frozen section.
Yeah, we don't have them.
There are a lot of times buy one, get one free at Publix. So if you ever decide.
Yeah, they have the Yukon Gold. They have the red ones now. Those red ones already have like garlic and I don't know, Parmesan, rosemary, some things like that. So, I mean, it's just what you like. But if you don't want to do that, you want to make them from scratch. I got these really nice little small ones here.
I think they're cute, like little babies.
She thinks they're cute.
They are cute.
Put this aside. All right, so now potatoes. Go ahead and put some water in a bowl. The reason is potatoes oxidize very, very quickly. That just means turn brown. All right, now there's a couple ways you can keep things from turning brown. One is lemon juice, and the other is cold water. So go ahead, I'm just gonna cut these up in half like this, toss them in cold water. And my lovely assistant here, oops.
Can't help you on that one.
Yeah, that was a casualty. All right, so just cut in half. If you go ahead and buy the big ones, go for it. These new potatoes are all pretty much the same consistency. These are usually meant to be, you know, cooked whole, which that's fine. You can steam, or these are really good roasted, in my opinion. As where a russet baked potato, you know, you wouldn't want a quick roast or anything like that with those. Those are there's a reason you slow bake those things. I mean, they're very, very starchy. These are not near as starchy. So
And this entire bag, was it about $4?
yeah, it was not much at all.
So, and again, you can find potatoes a lot of
Yeah.
times on sale at different places too.
That's salmon. There's usually about 7 or 8 of the big fillets in there. It's usually about $23 or $24.
But you get, goodness, what, about 12 of them?
No, 7 or 8.
Oh, sorry, you
I
did
already
say that.
said 7 or 8. She wasn't listening.
You
to
did
me.
say that. But if you think about that, that's still a lot of meals for the price. I mean, now when you go to,
Actually, I think
is
we
it
did.
good?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so for us, again, there it is. And this is a good time to just wash them all.
Some more casualties.
Now, if you're coming home from work and you want to make this, thinking about roasting them, okay, yes, I agree. It can take a little while. Here's another trick. One thing you can do. Get a Tupperware dish. Before you put all your stuff and ingredients on it. In the culinary world, they call this, would be parboiling, partially boiled, partially cooked. So I just only put about that much water in there because I'm gonna try and steam these a little bit in the microwave. With this amount, I'd probably only do about, we'll see what a minute does. We're looking to get close to fork tender, and all that means is literally you can stick a fork in it pretty easily. So
This just speeds up the process, right?
pretty much.
Awesome.
So when I start roasting it, the inside's already cooked. I don't have to worry about that. I can go ahead and what I'm gonna try and do is just get the good color on there. That golden brown is flavor. That's why you want that. That's why it's so attractive to anything you want to eat. You see nice golden brown, you're drawn to it. So anyway, now, in the meantime, this is pretty simple, all right? This is, my mom can't seem to get this right, and this has made me
Don't be talking about your sweet mama
I
now.
love her, but I think I don't know, she puts too much pressure on herself to do this. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all. We also from Sam's, these are tops to like casserole, those to-go. You can get a 30 pack of them at Sam's for like, what are they, like 7?
Yeah, but see, what's good about these, they make a great, you can put it on top of your cooking trays for your oven, and it's easy cleanup. You can recycle it later if you choose to, and you don't have to worry about deep cleaning your beautiful trays that you want to use for your oven. It does the same trick. So just a little tip, Rusty kind of folds them to make it kind of like a tray, and it cooks really well all the way through. So we're back. That was a short commercial break.
Hope you enjoyed our sponsors.
But all I did right now is pour the avocado oil, which is another much healthier oil that you can use. And a little bit goes a long way, right?
Yeah, so I've been waiting for them to come out with this since, I mean, seriously, 15 years. And the reason is avocado oil has an extremely high smoke point. Not only is it, again, healthier, but that's critical when it comes to frying foods, right? So you think of vegetable oil, canola oil, those are a frying oil. Olive oil, you don't deep fry an olive oil because before you could get it to temperature, it would be smoking like crazy. So That's why you use it kind of raw in salads and things like that, and also because the flavor is amazing. But
Did I do enough in the tray?
yes, so you're only doing enough to coat the bottom right now. So now here's the thing. You don't have to flip everything. Like when you put it in the pan, you don't have to immediately flip it over. It's gonna cook. I assure you it's gonna cook, especially in an oven, all right? And that's what we're gonna do here. So, all I've done, a little oil on the bottom here,
We're
okay?
gonna use any type of seasoning.
Yep.
Okay. Put a little bit on
Jumping
top.
the gun.
I'm just getting
Just
excited.
getting excited. All right.
Because
So,
then I can just do this for you one day.
exactly. All right, so we've got some salt here. My mom got this thing from Hawaii. It's pretty cool. It's all the salt here. Look, it's like smoked salt, and then there's black like lava salt. I've never even seen that before. I thought it was pretty cool.
But anybody can use just basic salt, correct?
Yeah, but I like for fish and stuff, you want that good char. So, well, you really don't, but anyway, you get the point. What I mean to say is you want that good crust on top, not char. So, a little rock salt, all right? Now, seasoning. Don't over season. Like, I can't stress that enough. Everyone's, oh, make the best this, make the best that. And I see them in there, they're just dumping the entire pantry worth of seasoning on it. And I eat it, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I eating, beef jerky? Like, I'm not criticizing people's food, okay? At all. Now, I like Minced because it has no salt in it, all right? And this is that garlic and herb. So, anyway, I'm just gonna use a little bit, put on the top.
And one thing I've done in the past too with fish, this is a personal, I love barbecue flavor. There's also like a barbecue seasoning that you can use if you want like a different taste. Highly recommend that too.
Yeah, what she said. Anyway, I'm just gonna squeeze the other half of this lemon on top. This would be a good time if you want to do lemon pepper. Here's a lemon seed. So go ahead and get that out. Away, washing my hands. Please wash your hands
Yes.
along the way.
Always wash your hands.
All right, so now got this all good and doctored up here. Let me check on the potatoes. So, potatoes, how are they? Fork tender? No, they're not. See, I can't even slide a fork into it. Okay, so.
So that does it just mean it just needs a little bit more time?
Yep.
Any
Should
more
be
water?
able. It's got some in there.
You know. So while we're waiting on that, I'm kind of curious. I know we talked about it before, but when did you start like having an interest in culinary?
Because I have a brother and sister, and I'm the youngest, and my parents work medical. So when we all hit our growth spurts at the exact same time, we had no food ever. And if we ever got anything quick to eat, it was gone in no time. So looking back, I think my mom just decided, okay, well, I'm gonna make it hard on them because it's gonna have to be food you have to cook. Well, again, I just kept asking her, hey, I need to eat. And so she started showing me how to make things like eggs and stuff like that I could make, because we would eat dinner and I'd be starving again in like 2 hours. So
basically you were just a hungry
was just
growing
hungry.
boy.
And then, you know, we'd all get home from school, and then my mom wouldn't get home till later, and we only had basically ground beef. So started learning how to make hamburger helper and everything like that. All right, so I think we're getting about good here.
They smell good already.
Nope, not there yet. One more minute.
Always a good test.
Test taker.
I know. I was good at it. While you were learning how to cook, I was taking some good tests growing up.
Yes, and she's very smart.
You are too.
Me, yeah, I got by. Street smart.
I guess there's always a need for both.
Some words. All right, so I think we're about good here. Yes.
Awesome.
So
I heard the yes.
go ahead. I'm gonna drain this off. There's some water in here for sure. That's hot. Be careful. Don't burn yourself.
So are we just making another tray like you did before for the potatoes?
Pretty much.
So far this is really easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is how you keep your cutting board from sliding. Literally, you do this in big kitchens. You can get just wet washcloth and put it underneath, and then it's not sliding around everywhere. So, all right, so potatoes. A little olive oil.
Okay.
A little of that because of flavor. So, go ahead and season this up with some oil. And again, the garlic and herb because it doesn't have salt. The reason that's a big deal is if you're cooking for anybody, you know, who has heart conditions, things like that, they have to watch their sodium. You should watch your sodium, I mean, in particular. So, and also you can control how salty something is. If you know that no salt's already been added,
You can add kind of what you want.
can judge it from there. So this is just a little black pepper, supposed to do that crank, ooh, you know, nice, but I don't have one of those. It is better, actually. I'm not downplaying the flavor difference. Again, this is just some more of that good rock sea salt that
It's so pretty.
it just makes a difference.
All right.
So, mix this up a little bit. I'm gonna add in the rest of this shallot that I cut up.
And I dump this one in. And this is
Well,
called.
not all of it.
Okay,
Just
maybe
a
a
little
little.
bit.
And this is called again
Parsley,
parsley. I should know that.
flat leaf.
I've cooked a lot of Chick-fil-A sandwiches in my days. Not much roasted
Yeah.
potatoes. Waffle fries, yes.
Haley's downplaying. Haley's actually a good cook.
Thank you,
She just
sweetheart.
doesn't do it as much.
I don't, because you don't see the joy he gets. Why would I want to take that away from him?
I think it's more of anything, it's just the speed.
Yeah, he is
So-
fast.
So there we go.
Wow.
And all nice out here on a plate. Again, strawberry kind of parsley. Now, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go ahead and roast these first.
I was about to ask you about that.
Okay, so here. First things first. Broiler. I'm gonna grab that camera.
Yeah,
Bring it
I'll-
closer.
Yeah. All right.
So here's the thing. Broil. Not bake, just broil. Ours has broil, high, we have normal, look. I'm going to right now do it on high, okay? I've already had this going, preheating. I'm about mid-rack right now. This is going to cook it from the top, okay? And it's at a very high heat, so you don't need to walk away because you don't want it to start burning. But there's a lot of moisture in these potatoes, okay? So that needs to come out before it can actually start getting brown. So I'm gonna let that do that because the fish, once it gets under the broiler, it's gonna go pretty quick. So we're just gonna give this about, I'm gonna monitor it 10, 15 minutes and we'll see where it goes, okay?
All right, we're back. So I'm curious. First, before we check on the potatoes, I do want you to realize one easy tip is when you're cooking something, go ahead and clean up your space.
Please.
So that way when it is time to eat your delicious meal, you already have your kitchen clean.
Yeah, I mean, we literally, it's been 5 minutes. So
let's check on these
I've had
potatoes.
this on broil. The only thing I did was I moved it down a rack because this, again, every oven's different.
Ooh.
So these are only about 5 minutes in. I had it on the top rack. I just moved it to
Look
the
at that
lower one.
already brown,
Yeah.
like coloring on top.
Yep.
Those look awesome.
So those are getting where I want them to be. So now at this point, I feel they're getting pretty close to done. So now I'm gonna put in the salmon, okay? Again, it's the same thing, broil. I'm gonna put it on high. And this is super important. Don't walk off. Whatever you do, don't walk off. You're gonna sit here and keep an eye on this whole thing, all right? Because this is how you burn things, but it's also how you can make things very, very, very good and tasty with that good brown and everything like that. Use your broiler, but be careful with it. It can go quick in an instant. So while that's getting going, one thing I do want to do, we're going to make a little bit of a watercress salad to accompany all of this. Watercress is like arugula. I think it goes pretty well with the salmon, potatoes. So you can already hear that going in there. So again, I'm just going to monitor it. Again, watercress, really pretty looking, really jazzes up everything. So you just want to get these good leaves and stuff in here. Just kind of pick through the bag like this. Now there's a famous kind of sauce that goes with this fish. It is a watercress sauce, and what you'll do is you'll basically blanch or parboil this for, you toss these in 30 seconds, okay? That's it. Roll boil. Take it out, put it in ice water. Squeeze out as much water as possible, put it in a blender, blend it up with a little, now, actually, don't do the cream yet. You hear that going? What I want y'all to do is see this. You see how quickly that's already come up? It's going fast. You can already see right here, won't do this, but you can see that brown coming in already. So what that is, that's the sugars in there beginning to basically turn brown and caramelize. So we're watching it, but anyway, that's looking good. So what I'm gonna do is start tossing this watercress in here, because this is gonna be a nice little fresh side accompaniment. Trying to keep all the big stems out. I actually don't mind them. Some people would, so if you do, then definitely take off the stem completely. Again, I kind of like the bite. It's peppery, like arugula. So, put some of that in there. Wow, that stuff's going behind me. And look good there. So, also back in the bag. Put some of that in there. All right, back to this. Again, this is very active. Still looking fine, but we're getting close. I'm watching the potatoes underneath too, because I don't want those on the side. Right now, I'm kind of blocking the direct heat by the salmon. I do this a lot, by the way. So I don't burn, but I'm also continuing to cook things that may take a little longer. This watercress, all I'm gonna take, a little olive oil. It's like making a quick little salad, okay? Do a little lemon, squeeze in. I'm gonna take a little more of this red wine, just like that. A little salt. And a little pepper. Now, got a nice little side here. A little salad's gonna make it fresh. Okay, about ready to plate up. So, I got that going pretty good here. I'm gonna go ahead and take out these potatoes. I think
Ooh, those
pretty
look
good. Now, sorry, we had to get some things out of the way. I didn't want to like what it looks like burning down the house. So, see, we're now pretty much done. That's hot. Don't do that. Use another oven mitt. You saw how quick that went. Now we got a good char. These are cooked all the way through. It's pretty obvious when they're cooked through. You can test. They should spring back really firm, not slowly spring back. They should, boom, rise back, okay? So, and then you can look on the side and see. So now, plating. Toss these plates in this hot oven. Just a minute. Reason is, you put hot food onto a cold plate, it's gonna lose. The food's gonna lose all its temperature, which is flavor. So you don't want that. So, because this is so hot, I'm just gonna leave it in here for a second. All right, that's probably about good. See that hot one's already scorched. So, now, move, put the plate up. Put the top plate. Alrighty, so now, got everything ready to go. So, what I want to do here, just a couple. Plate here, okay. Some more. Boom, boom, boom. And just a little more here, okay? So, got that. Now, get my fish. Over here. So, and last but not least, here's the side. Take a little watercress salad here. Put that aside. A little more. Right there, like that. Then get a spoon. Take tzatziki. A big old dollop. Right on top because it's going to go well with the potatoes. And there you have it.
Ooh, I am so excited. So there you have it. An amazing, healthy salmon roasted potato meal.
Watercress and tzatziki sauce.
Pretty easy and
I mean, we
fast.
literally went, I don't know, that was like 25, 30 minutes.
So thank you for joining us and getting to come to our kitchen. We're now gonna go eat this. So have a great night. And remember to spread a little joy. And I know this is gonna be yum-tastic.
Yum-tastic. I like it. It's gonna be
Bye.
yum.